This whole banking system's a fucking scam. It's like, this is what I'm talking about with these corporations that have too much power. When you get too big to fail, then you have to be socialized. And like the taxpayers have to come and bail you out. Or like, whatever, like we have to take on the inflation, the hidden tax. You know, who's to stop the next bank from doing this? Let's say another big bank that is in the top 20 sees that like they're purging, they're losing money, they're probably gonna go out of business. Like, when they start selling everything off, like selling off their stocks for the company, and like they gave out bonuses, like they started just like trying to like take what they could, like the Titanic, you know, like you got these you got the sinking ship, and then you got people trying to steal all the like valuable shit before it sinks. Screw the depositors, right? Who cares about them? Let's just worry about us, because we didn't run things properly. And I'm not gonna say it's like, okay, some of it's the Federal Reserve's fault too for raising interest rates so quickly, and they were trying to fight inflation. Why was there inflation? Well, because we shut everything down. This isn't like a free market at all. Let's say like that person at that bank, he starts calling other people and doing another run on the bank, right? Like a run on his bank, and then his bank gets bailed out. Now I know like they lose their jobs or whatever, but he could be like, "Hey, give me this much money, man. You guys got to do a bank run because we're about to go out of business." It's like, you don't think that shit doesn't happen? You don't think they can meet up somewhere and get and disclose personal information? Like this, the bank run was caused by rich people, man. Now rich people get bailed out. They caused this problem. Then they, you know, it's like, oh, the economy. Oh yeah, I know the economy will take a big hit if we didn't bail them out. That's capitalism. Somebody would have came in and bought the companies. Some of them would have went under. And if you want to talk about like the FDIC insurance thing where you have $250,000 insured, yeah, that should probably go up with inflation. It should probably be $500,000, maybe $1 million should be insured. But like, we keep on bailing out rich folks. It's just, there's no consequences for their bad mistakes, because their bad mistakes hurt the regular people and the economy so bad. Well, they should be, if they have that much power, if their decisions, and they make the wrong decisions, have such an effect where you have to socialize their bank, there should be consequences. There should be some major consequences, prison time. If you want that responsibility where if you screw up, well, not just you, the CEO, but the other leader, the head leadership of the company, maybe there should be jail time. You can't keep relying on the taxpayers to bail you out. This isn't going to go nowhere. This, like, it's going to keep happening. The banking system is, like, so fraudulent. You know, it's like, I can just, like, if I'm like a teenager, it's like the bank is a teenager, and they keep on using their parents' credit card for video game skins or new video games, and the parents just keep giving it to them, even if like they racked up like $1,000 one month or whatever, and the parents just like, oh no, it's okay, here you go. There's no lesson learned. Like, where's the lesson learned? They don't care. So they can. All this would tell me, if I was a bank, that I could take risky investments, and the government's just gonna come bail me out anyway. Maybe I get fired, but I'm making tons of money anyway. It's like there's no consequences. This is to condense power. That's all it is to condense power. That's all it is. Condensing power. Like, for me, this weekend, if I was really afraid, I would have took out my money in the bank account and paid off my debt. I can't go. I don't have any. My bank isn't even in my state, so I can't go to an ATM or go to the actual bank and just like close down my account. So I would have just paid off all my debt. Bam. If I was that afraid that the banks were gonna fail, or I just go spend all of it on survival things. Like, we're not gonna collapse. It's gonna be a slow. They just want to condense power. That's all it is. It's condensing power, centralizing power. And how well does that work? It leads to dictatorship. It leads to starvation. It leads to communism. Communism can be led by either socialism or capitalism, because capitalism is pro-monopolization. Well, monopolization is a centralized power. It's the same thing. It's just two different paths that lead you there. And that's why we need to have a regulated financial system for sure. Like, capitalism can't just be free-flowing capitalism, because it doesn't have any morals. They will, like, if you're a free capitalist, you don't care about stealing from other people. You're fine with it. Yeah, so rich people are going to get bailed out, and then those people in Ohio get left out to dry. Isn't that funny? And that accident was probably caused by rich people not abiding by safety protocols. Like, I never heard of I guess there's plenty of train derailments every year. It's so weird, as I've never ever seen one. If there was like 1,000 a year, shouldn't I see more of them? I thought those things were rare. If we're having like 1,000, if we're having like, I don't know, 100 trail, I don't know how much it was, 100 train derailments a year or a couple a month, I think there should be like some investigation going on. There's some safety protocols that are causing this. Maybe we should be spending money on our infrastructure instead of other countries. Or these rich people. You know, this is what pisses me off. Those people were woke, too. They push all their woke agenda. And they hate people like me. And then people like me gotta come and pay for their fucking fuck-ups. And I don't give a damn what the Federal Reserve says. Oh, it's not gonna... Janet Yellen. I don't care what she says. Oh, it's not the... Yes. It's called inflation. And then they're just putting it on their balance sheet. They're just buying it themselves or something. They can't just come in there and insure 100% of everybody's deposits. That's a lot of money. That's billions of dollars. So You know, if you have a business, you should know that you have $250,000. And if you have, listen, man, maybe you should have a department that just like transfer money all the time. Maybe you should have like 20,000 different accounts and just have people just transferring money all the time, so all your money is insured. So then you have 250,000 on each account. I don't know. That's the system, though. And these rich people are irresponsible and fucking lazy, man. I mean, I think it's fucking boring as shit. Having to pay bills and fucking transfer money here and there. I don't like doing it. But it's just ridiculous, man. The whole thing is ridiculous.